Joining us now, who I'm sure loves a duet now and then, is the head coach of the BYU Cougars. He is Kalani Sitake, joining us in Studio B. Coach, it's good to see you.
Good to see you guys. I almost joined in.
Oh, you should have.
A little
Need
trio.
a little bit of bass.
There we go.
Yeah,
Could have done that.
It would have been bad timing. We need more practice next
Yeah,
time.
see, he doesn't have the music in his ear, so he didn't know when it started. Otherwise, he probably would have joined in. Let's get to the real question. The poll question today was with Spencer at the Masters, Jerem at Disneyland. You have the choice of going to Augusta or Anaheim. Which are you choosing?
Well, I mean, my family and I, we're going to Disney on Friday, so...
So you're going to
we
Disneyland.
decided to do a quick Disney trip. It's spring break, and so, yeah, that's where we're headed. But I don't think you can go wrong either way. To me, it's all about food, and I heard the food's really good at Augusta, and it's really good at Disney, so can't complain. And I think the perfect week would be going to Disney the first week and then end the end of the week at Augusta.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Augusta, by the way?
No, but I heard the food's great.
Yes.
That's all I care about. I mean, I'd love to see Tony play and Mike and Tiger, obviously, but yeah, I heard the egg salad sandwich is really good and stuff like that. I like weird stuff. That's why you'll see me at Disney, and BYU fans, if you see me this weekend, I'll probably have a drumstick and a corn dog.
Well, turkey leg. You get into the churros?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, that's my favorite.
The churros are my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more about the protein and the carbs.
There you go.
Churros are carbs, so maybe I'll give it a shot.
Good
There you go.
balance. Good balance. Once you throw the kids in the mix, it changed everything, right? You have to think about the kids and how they light up with the magic. That's where I'm at. I've got 5 kids and going there. So for your kids, how much do they enjoy Disneyland?
Yeah, they love it. And we have an incoming baby in July, and so this is the last chance to go on. After this in July, the ride's going to be changed a little bit, and I'm probably around that age, and my wife and I to go on the teacups a little bit more after this.
Oh,
but
my goodness. Don't take her now.
No. I mean, I'm going to be the one that has to go on these crazy rides that, but it's for the kids, and I'm really excited. This week, our staff gets to hang out with their families during spring break, and really enjoy so far we're midway, but I'm really excited for the rest of the weekend and just enjoy time with my family.
Well, and you guys wrapped up spring football, wrapped it up. By all accounts, it was a success. You guys had the alumni game, which is still being talked about as just an unbelievable experience. What are your overall thoughts on spring football now that you've had a little bit of time to digest it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with our team and where we're at right now, and I think the excitement is that spring ball's over with, which means we're that much closer to the game and to the season. So, we improved in a lot of areas, and I saw a team start to grasp its identity, see the leadership forming, and really pleased with our coaches and our players and the way they approach spring. And then, to end it with the alumni game was amazing, and we're trying to find ways to make it even better next time. And the alumni, they promised me that they would be better next year. So I don't know. I think maybe there's a way that, what's interesting is we knew that it would be a lot of fun, but we didn't know it was going to be as competitive. But that's what happens when you get BYU fans into the stadium and you bring these guys that have played on that field. The competitiveness just takes over. I know soccer does something that's similar where they play the alumni game. And so we want to see how we can make this even better than what it is. And maybe our current players want to be a part of it too. So we'll see if we can, make the best of all of it and try to make it an even better experience for everybody.
I really liked what you said in talking about all of these alumni feeling like they have a home and they're welcome here and don't feel out of place. But the one thing that stood out to me is when you talked about recruiting and how they can help you with recruiting. Explain that a little bit more.
Well, I think when you graduate, nobody tells you what the game plan is. And so I thought, well, it might be good because I graduated and then it felt a little awkward. And when I graduated, it was Lavelle's last year. And so all of a sudden it's a new regime and you didn't know how to approach alumni events or even games. And you go through a little bit of withdrawal, not being able to be on the field. And so this highly competitive person, I mean, myself and other alumni there's still something that they want to compete with. And I think what's better than telling your own story, your experiences at BYU and the growth that you made from a young person into an adult. And we have a great retention rate with recruits that come on campus, when they meet our current players and they meet the fans. And so there's these walking testimonials that are out there in the world, and let's get them involved. And so I think the easy thing to say, hey, we still need you. We want you to be involved in everything that we do. And I think there's a good chance for us to collaborate and get ideas from alumni and then see how we can improve recruiting. With the transfer portal happening, and it seems to be very popular, it'd be really important for us to get it right the first time so we don't have to lean on the transfer portal to fill out our roster.
Let's focus on some specifics of spring football. Let's start on the offensive side. Overall thoughts on how Jaron played, and then just the offense in general.
Yeah, Jaron was extremely efficient. We know that he makes good decisions when he has the football in his hands, and we saw a lot of that in the spring. But what I like about him being able to see how Zach played is that he knows when to take some chances, and in practice, that's where I want to see all the mistakes. And so I don't really worry about mistakes being made in practices. If you're able to see any of our practices, you'll probably say, well, man, there's a lot of mistakes everywhere. Exactly, that's where you're supposed to make the mistakes, and I'd rather them show up in practice than they will in the games on Saturdays. But with Jaron, he's so extra careful with the ball that he's not making the first time throw in the game. He's done that many times, and he's given it a shot and tried different things. And that's a little bit of what Zach did for us. Was Zach tried all these quirky throws and these weird plays, and Jaron is right in line with him. I think these quarterbacks, they're a different breed, So they want to be able to make decisions and find different ways to do things. And Jaron's starting to really come into his own and make that offense his. And so that's taking place. And you have Jacob Conover that's seeing it, Cade Finnegan, Nick Billups, and Sojay. All those guys are doing a great job. And I can probably give all the credit to A-Rod. He's done a great job managing the offense and especially running that quarterback room.
As you look at the other side of the ball and your defense, what did you like, what you saw this spring and how they're looking?
Yeah, a young group, and we were hit by a bunch of injuries last year, but the benefit and the positive part about it is that they were able to just kind of get their feet wet with the experience. So we have a lot of experience returning, and then when those injured guys become healthy, we're going to be a really good team, and then it helps going against a really good offense every day, specifically at the line of scrimmage. So what better way to get our D-line ready than to have them go against some big behemoths up front, and the competition itself should make us better.
Talking with the head football coach of the BYU Cougars, Kalani Sitake, here on BYU Sports Nation. So when spring ends, what's the ask of the players? What do you ask of them over the next couple of months before things start ramping back up when we get closer to fall camp?
Well, we give them time off. I mean, that's the NCAA allows you to have a certain amount of time that you can require them to be here to work out. And so we'll give them most of April off to focus on finals and then figure out some things on what they want to do, individually. And all our guys are still in town. They're still working out every day. But it gets them to focus on some specialized training if they want to do that. Our coaches aren't allowed to meet with them or to train them, but it gives them a chance to train themselves and be around each other. The peer-to-peer learning is something that's really part of our culture, and that's a big part of why our guys are able to retain information and really become better, is that their expectations and the standards set by their peers and their teammates.
Where do you hope to see the biggest improvement of this team? As you look at 2021, what you were able to do, a successful season, and then now to the fall of 2022, where do you hope the biggest improvement will be made?
Well, we had Coach Andy Reid with us a couple weeks ago for the coaches clinic, and he was able to spend some time with the players and the team and really focus on what allows you to be your best self. And he gave us some good insight. And I think for us, for me, I just want to see our guys stay humble and keep working hard, and not worry about anything. There's a goal in their mind that they want to accomplish, and to not allow any distractions get in the way. That's the feedback they got from Coach Reid. So it makes sense to keep. I'm gonna double down on that. The guy's one of the best coaches in the game today, and so we're gonna definitely do what we can to follow suit and give the recommendation that he gave to our players. I want to make sure that we keep emphasizing that.
Speaking of alumni, I mean, obviously, Coach Reid is one of the best ever to be in the NFL, head coach, Super Bowl, is going to go into the Hall of Fame. You've mentioned how you obviously have a direct line to him. What is that like, not only to hear about his love for BYU and how much he promotes it, but to be able to pick his brain if you ever need it?
Yeah, I really enjoy that relationship, that he's been so open just to, hey, whatever you need. I want to make sure to respect it still, and you know, I think try to keep it as professional as possible. But Lavelle's not around anymore, and he's the closest thing to Lavelle that I know. But I've been able to, you know, to reach out to a lot of people that love BYU, and it's not just specific to football. I think there's a good number of people in Alumni and that love BYU, and I'd be crazy not to dip into that talent and that expertise, you know, to help me out. And so there's a lot of correlation from their leadership and whether there's companies that they're running or what they're doing in their professional life that carries over, could really help me, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can.
All right, you mentioned Disneyland. That's what's coming up this weekend. You got a brand new baby coming this summer. Right. What else are you planning this off season for you and your family?
Well, I mean, we're really excited about this year and this season, and you know, I think the surprise of the baby is really exciting for all of us and for my children. And I mean, there's going to be a 12-year gap between our youngest, our son, and this baby girl coming along the way. So figuring out the name is going to be the key, and then just, I mean, I'll take any name. My wife Timberly and I would love to hear whatever ideas you guys have for names, but you don't need to make a poll about it. But we're just gonna.
Hey, a poll might be good though. Might help you more than you realize. Hey, my daughter's Maya. I love the name Maya, so I'm gonna throw that out there.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the definitely not going to be named Taysom because it's a baby girl, right? So yeah. I know that name's been really popular in the last decade, but I think we're just going to spend a lot of time together as a family. I think and then just have them be involved in all the excitement of this season. I mean, we're going into this season and everyone's talking about 23 and the Big 12, but this season deserves a lot of attention and excitement, and I think you know, getting the family involved and our coaches, our staff, having their families involved. We're going to try to make this thing as family oriented as we can.
Well, it's 149 days away, and I think I speak for everybody when I say we cannot wait for the football season to get here. Coach, thank you for stopping by. Always appreciate you coming by and talking some football, and enjoy Disneyland this weekend.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys. Thanks, Shep.
You
Kristen,
bet.
good to see you on board.
Churro. Go get that churro.
I'm going to eat a lot and
eat a churro
gonna have
for
a lot
me.
of fun.
I love the churros. So we'll be thinking about you.
Okay, thanks. I'll take a picture of the churro and send it to you guys.
There we go. That's what we like.
Appreciate it, guys.